Hey guys, it's Byron here from Convertaholic. In this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to use the basic keyword insertion features of the dynamic keyword insertion plugin. So in the previous video, we installed the plugin, we configured it, we added our license, so now everything's up and running. And what I've created here is just a test site just to walk you through how to start using the plugin. So what we're going to do is actually edit this page. So I've just created a basic page and I have embedded some lorem ipsum text just for the sake of this example. So all we need to do now is press edit page. And what we're going to do is actually start using shortcodes to insert where we want our keywords to be inserted. So the first thing here is, so the syntax is DKI, all lowercase. So you have the square parentheses and the opening and the closing, and you just need to put it in like that. So DKI with the opening brackets and the closing brackets. Press update, and now we're just going to view the page. Now as we view it, you'll see that we haven't actually got anything showing on the page yet. So now we have to actually tell the page and the DKI plugin the which keyword we want it to insert. So the way we do that is we type $keyword equals, and then we can put in here plumber. So we don't need the quotes, we just put it in like this, plumber, and there we go. So now we've got plumber inserted in the page, and this could be anything, could be a location, whatever you need it to be, that's what you can use it for. So going back to our back end now, if we just copy this shortcode, we paste it into a few different places here. And then maybe for this section here, we'll also put this in as a heading. So you can also change the style on these as well. And oops. Oh, there it is, just trying to find heading. Press update, and so now we're going to go back and we're going to refresh our page. And now we can see New York, New York, New York. It's been added in here. We can also see our title down here as well. So that's the absolute basic functionality. In later videos, I'm going to teach you how to actually connect this up with Google Ads and actually send through the trigger keyword rather than manually specifying the keyword like this. In my agency, we do a combination of using these manual injections, and we also use some of the dynamic keyword insertion variables from the Google Ads side, but we'll get to that in future videos. So the second step here that you can do is actually change the title tag. Now this title tag functionality works with Yoast and all-in-one SEO and the default WordPress title tags as well. So we can actually call this New York Plumber, for example. And now you can see that up the top here, we've got New York Plumber that's been injected into the title tag. So we've got New York through here because that's what we specified through the keyword equals variable. And then we put an and or an ampersand, title equals, and New York Plumber. You can put it all without spaces, and then as soon as you press enter, it will put in the other characters here. So that's basically the bulk of it. The final thing I'm going to walk you through is using custom variables. So we've added in the ability to have custom variables in case you need to inject multiple variables on the page. So a good example of this would be to leave this primary keyword as plumber, and then we're going to put in a location equals New York. We need another and, just the one there and just the one there. So I've got keyword equals plumber and location equals New York and title equals New York Plumber. So I'm going to press enter there. Now, right now, the only thing that's changed is that we've now injected plumber in here instead of New York. So we need to go to the back end and we need to set these custom variables. So the way this works is, again, same syntax, DKI, but this time we put a space and we put custom equals location, and this does need to be in quotes. And we want the closing bracket there, and we also want a space between our first insertion and our second insertion. And what I'll do is I'll come down here and I'll put this here as well. So this value here needs to be the name of the variable, and this variable up here could be anything you want it to be. You could call it occupation, you could call it salary, you could call it zip code, whatever you want it to be, you can call it that. And then you just need to make sure that you reference that variable in the syntax when you set up the shortcode. So we'll press update here, and now we're going to press refresh. And now we can see, so we've got New York plumber. The title tag is also New York plumber because we're specifying that. And we've also got New York plumber down here as well. So that's just the added advantage there. And you can have as many custom variables as you want. Keep in mind it might make your URL really long, but other than that, you can have as many as you like and insert them in the same way that I've shown you right here. So that is basically the bulk of it. If you're interested in other syntax that can be used, just come back through here to the back end and go to DKI help. And within here, we've just listed a lot of like really great variables that you can use along the way. This shows the custom variables. So you can see here custom equals city, and we're pulling in this city variable. This one's for service. We're pulling in the service variable. So you can customize that the way you want. We've also got capitalizations if you want it to be title, sentence, or upper. This makes sense a lot when you're actually injecting trigger keywords and so forth. And this shows the different output that you've got there as well. We do have something called site-wide keywords. I'm going to go through this in another video. We've got the page title, so changing the page title. And we've also got some dynamic image containers and other things in here. So if you're interested in syntax, if you need examples, come through here and take a look. But in the short term, the examples that I've given you today should give you everything you need to actually move forward. So the last thing I'll talk about just before I go is the default. So if you do want a default keyword here, this is if the variable is not specified in some way, shape or form. We could put in here Sydney, for example, press update, and I'll just view this page again. And so you can see here I've viewed the page, and we actually haven't set any variables up in our URL. So it's just automatically injected the word Sydney in here. So the default configuration item works on all of our shortcodes. So that's something that you can also use as well, just as a fallback in case you don't receive any variable or the variable's blank, or for whatever reason you're not injecting something, and if you need that text to still make sense, you can fall back to your default keywords. So that's basically the bulk of the basic functionality there. And if you've got any questions, feel free to reach out to us. We'll be happy to help. But this should get you through the basics and get you to the point where you can insert keywords, and then watch subsequent videos where I'll actually walk you through how to connect that to the Google Ads side. And that'll give you everything you need to start using DKI successfully. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.